That big cold front arrived yesterday and it made a statement as it came through. It was very, very cold this morning when we woke up, and we've got a lot coming this week, so let's get right into it here. First of all, the front yesterday. This is a video that I got yesterday of the front coming through. You could see some of the upward movement into those clouds as that front was lifting the air, and plenty of dark clouds. I mean, just a very clear line where that front was. This was at the Civic Center here in Waxahachie, and what was really interesting about it was a lot of the time when you have these fronts come through, for one, I could tell the winds were strong because you see how smooth these clouds are. So behind that front, very different shapes of those clouds going on, and you can even see some of that smoothing on the underside. What was really interesting was a lot of the time when these fronts come through, you have a moment where there's really not much wind. I've been in plenty of locations where we have a front coming through, the south wind stops, and then you feel the north wind. This was a situation where those gusty southeast winds kept going, southwest winds rather, kept blowing, and then all of a sudden just you hit this wall of very cold, very strong wind, and it was really intense out there, but it was really cool to see this happen. The highs for today, we're going to be right around the low 40s, so we will get above freezing today, but overnight tonight we're back in the 20s for your lows with very cold air, so you will want to once again drip the faucets, keep the plants and pets inside, make sure that you're covering any outdoor spigots, those kind of things. All of those very cold air precautions we have to take. Go ahead and do those for today. Hey, your allergens, medium today. They're actually not that bad. So it's a good position to be in with that. And so this will help, this freeze will help with the bugs, and it'll help with the allergens to a degree and those kind of things. So we will get a benefit out of this. When we look at the big picture here, look at the water vapor imagery, you can see that storm over making its way into the desert southwest. It looks like it's making a lot of progress, but it's going to tighten up and really organize and then kind of hang out here for a little bit. And then we'll really see the moisture for that late Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday. So that's what the timing looks like on this. But that storm coming together nicely out there in the desert southwest. Now, as far as precipitation types, I do expect precipitation to be widespread over our area. That's really become a higher confidence really over the last 24 hours or so. So when it comes to what we're expecting here, I apologize for the noise in the background there. Very unhappy child for some reason. He's been very loud today, but you see this pink line, and this pink line kind of is the differentiation between where we expect to see more of a mix. So rain, sleet, freezing rain, rain, sleet, snow rather, freezing rain possible too. North of that, so the Metroplex northward, we should see more of a kind of just mainly snow situation. Now, that's not to say that we won't get any snow here. That's also not to say we won't have any ice. People are asking me a lot, what do you expect the schools to do? It's way too early to make that decision. They likely will not make that decision until at least, I would say, if you're going to have travel impacts, most of those will probably be early Friday morning. So late Thursday night, early Friday morning is probably when they'll make that call. A lot of them wait until Thursday morning until they can actually go out there themselves and observe. So don't expect anybody to make any decisions on Monday. It's just not going to happen. But when they do make those decisions, we will bring that to you. But we will have this, we may have some light flurries late Wednesday night getting into Thursday. Thursday is when we have the widespread precipitation. We will be above freezing on the day, during the day on Thursday. And so we're kind of in this period where we can kind of get an idea of what we're expecting, but I've had people already trying to pin me down on accumulations. I've had some saying, hey, we're going to get a dusting, or hey, we're going to get 4 inches. There's no way to know right now. The models are still kind of all over the place. Sometimes these accumulations, you really don't know until you get there, because you kind of have to see where the dry air is, how much precipitation is actually going to overcome that dry air, all these different variables that with winter weather tend to be fairly sensitive. So here's what we know. The precipitation will be widespread. Temperatures will be below freezing from evening until morning. So yes, we will be below freezing for a significant amount of time here, and that will lend some credence to, again, like I said, Friday morning probably being the time we'll have the most issues, because precipitation will fall through the day Thursday. We will be above freezing during that time, at least most of that time during the day. That will allow for some liquid on the ground. That will freeze Thursday night into Friday morning. The good news is the temperatures are not looking extremely cold Thursday night into Friday morning. We'll have a lot of cloud cover and a lot of moisture in the air. That will help us to hold those temperatures from getting too terribly cold. It really looks like the warmest night we're going to have between now and the weekend. So we don't really know yet how much snow and sleet we will get. Accumulations are still, this jury's still out there. When will precipitation fall, whether it's going to be all day Thursday or whether it's going to be in waves? Again, hard to say. And then what the travel impacts will be, still hard to say. There's going to be some of these details that we may not know until we're getting closer to that event. So stay tuned, but be patient with us. We are being honest with you. We're not trying to hide anything. We're not trying to be coy like we don't actually know what we're doing. There's just some details that we really don't know for sure as of yet. We don't want to scare anybody with information that we're not confident in just yet. For the 7-day forecast today, 41 degrees today, 23 overnight, 40 tomorrow, Wednesday. We drop into, we really won't get up into the 40s, be about 37 degrees overnight, 27 degrees here. Thursday is in the mid 30s here, as that's when we'll have most of that precipitation. Again, could start late Wednesday night. I've had some people trying to pin me down on that. Late Wednesday night possible, mostly on Thursday. 35 degrees for your temperature that day. We will get above freezing, but may not be much. 28 overnight. So we are getting, looks like we'll get into the 20s, but not quite as cold. Friday could have some lingering precipitation in the morning hours, but we will get above freezing that day, closer to 40 degrees. So if anything, there may just be some delayed starts there. Again, too early to tell. And then by the weekend, we're back in the mid 40s with temperatures overnight getting warmer. So we do have that interruption there. We have some relatively nice weather in the first few days. And then Thursday, we will be quite cold. With temperatures just getting above freezing there. Friday, we're warming up again as that precipitation moves out, and we're back in the 40s by the weekend. So stay tuned for more updates from South Metro Weather. We'll keep you updated on what details come into focus. What we don't know yet, unfortunately, we're still working on some of those details. And then, yes, once we start getting those closures and delays and all of those details, we will bring those things to you as well.